welcome back to the channel. Hey, I'm going to apologize right up front for the audio and the shake. I've got you mounted on the dash painted arrow bracket here, and it's not meant to be sideways, it's meant to be vertical, but it has to be shot this way, so it's got a little bounce to it. The old Dodge is not quite the smooth Cadillac drive, right? Big old wet tires on here, little shake. Hey guys, I'm going to come and do a real talk here with you on a couple different things as I'm driving to town, kind of getting my chore list done today, if you will. First and foremost, let's get to the good part of the video. No fancy edits, nothing, just a straight message video. This one is, guys. This weekend, across a lot of the country, especially here in central Kentucky and surrounding areas, going into the Pre Rut, the weather is finally here that we've been waiting for. I kind of looked out at that rest of maybe you could say that 10-day, right? 10 or 12 day, whatever that is. And that encompasses the rest of the month into a couple of first days of November. And I feel that this weather is probably going to be the best weather of the whole month because of timing. We had some cooler temperatures a couple weeks back, but it was short-lived and kind of right in the middle of the month, let's say, without using that lull word, right? So be prepared. Don't miss out on this opportunity if you can this weekend. One of the things we're going to talk about here, guys, is I see a lot of folks, and I'm going to do a video on this later on some stuff we've got coming that is going to talk in more in depth on this, guys. But don't put all of your trust in these darn cell cameras, okay? I fear that a lot of folks are going to be on the couch this weekend because they don't have the intel, I guess is the word, right? From a buck. Their target buck just hasn't showed up yet. If you're going to have an opportunity to be ahead of him, guys, it could possibly be this weekend. Now, wherever you're at in the country, maybe you're a day ahead of this, maybe a day behind this, maybe it runs into Monday, Tuesday, whatever the situation is. Don't bank on today's information from your trail cameras or what hasn't showed up on through the month of October, guys. And the reason for that is you hear me talk about this a lot, and right now it's more important than ever. Look back at that past information. Now, some of you watching this might not have that past information with a 4.5-year-old that maybe you let pass last year and is 5.5, or a buck that you just, weren't lucky enough it didn't seal the deal on last year. But look back and really start honing in on what he did, right? Where he was. If he was a weak one side or the other of this good weather coming in here, he'll probably going to show up somewhere in the community. That deer is going to be close. History, guys, always repeats itself, and so do you know he's alive if he hasn't showed up now? I guess you don't. But if you can be, kind of think ahead to get ahead of him, this is the time to do that. And I just find the sad part of it is, like I said, guys, I just find that a lot of the intel that we're getting from these cameras are kind of keeping people out of the woods a little bit, and we're not even going to go down the road of what's maybe on them cards that is not being sent to you. So maybe he's already showed up. I hate to be that guy because it's such a great tool, but I'm really struggling with that. Have been for the last couple of years. It has not been a secret here on the channel. Just trying to figure that out, right? So hopefully you're watching this in time to make some plans for the weekend and think ahead. And like I said, just hopefully you're in a spot where you had some history with a buck or two, or whatever the case is, and you're able to take some of this information, past information, and put that forward into this year's strategies pre-rut time period. So if you're watching this from the south, I mean, don't look at this just as a, you know, end of October video. Like I always say, guys, look at it as a pre-rut awareness video, right? So tie a good weather front or something like that into what you're watching. So there's the positive. That's the good part of the video. Got good weather coming. Guys, I'm going to try to say this. I'm going to try to be as professional as I possibly can. And I want this to come across as an education piece, not a I know everything kind of message, because I don't go looking for a bunch of what everybody else is doing in the industry, right? But sometimes what happens this time of the year, and I've talked to you guys about this before, is clients send stuff and they're asking questions. Why is this guy doing this? Why don't you recommend this? And that's fine, because everybody's got their little niche. But here's what's going on, and I don't know how to address this without just pinning the ears back, right, guys? There is so much nonsense out there right now that I'm really worried, to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm really worried about the industry as a whole, especially my part of the industry, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. There's a lot of, how do I want to say this and not upset anybody? Is it the weekend warrior? I don't know what that word is, right? But there's just a lot of folks that hear something works and then make a YouTube video or a social media post, and they've never had it work for them, or they've never even attempted it. Or the worst case scenario is they've tried it, it fails, but it still sounds cool, so let's just continue to put it out there. So I'm going to use a couple examples. The folks that have a huge platform, and I'm not even referring, to be honest with you, I'm not even referring to folks that are directly connected to my line of work, I guess I could say, through a consultant side. I'm talking about some other big names, and there's a lot of big names with a lot of great intentions and a lot of great people. There really is. But there's some big names out there that have released some videos lately that I have been sent that really worry me, because with that size of a platform, and that is as many eyeballs as there are on folks, you really got to watch. Something I strive to do. You really got to watch who you're directing stuff towards and how you send that message. And the reason for that is, guys, I'm just going to use a couple examples here. One of the videos that I was sent says, when you're hunting in ridge country or mountain country, I guess it was directed more towards right at mountain country, which, you know, depending on where you're at in the country, your term of a mountain could be anything, right? But when you're in ridge country, you don't pay attention to the wind, because the wind is never right. So when you're at the base of the hill, this is the term, right? This is the video title or message. You're at the base of the hill, you go in and it's telling you it's a west wind, and you go up to the top and the wind's not anywhere close to that, so you can't hang a stand or pick an area out and hunt it, because you don't know what the wind's going to be there when you get there. Guys, it's total nonsense. It's the fact of the matter is, yes, the wind is out of the west at the base of the hill, but when you get to the top, the wind, the thermals are always going to trump the wind. You know, which side of that military crest are you on? What is it, leeward? There's all this stuff that comes in, but when you just tell people, don't hunt the wind, just go in there and hunt, or don't pay attention to the wind, just go in there and hunt, there's people that are going to attach, grab a hold of that and attach that to their hunting strategy. And I don't think people think about that before they release this stuff. So that is one of the folks that reached out to me and says, hey, why are they saying this? So I've got to be the guy that tells them, I don't know why they would say that, because it doesn't make sense. Because in that video, they talk themselves into a complete circle. Like, you can't hang a stand, you can't prep a stand, you can't pick a spot out on a map to even go hunt, because when you get there, you don't know what the wind's going to do. So you go up there, the message was, you go up there and just pack in, and you take your stand and your saddle and your mobile hunting devices, and you just go up there and you find a spot to hunt, and then you just hang a stand depending on, or you pick a tree depending on what the wind is doing, and you hunt. Well, you're hunting the wind. You're still hunting the wind, right? The problem with it is, if you leave the base of the hill and you go up there and you're not paying attention to the wind and the thermals, you've just probably destroyed and walked through everything that you're trying to hunt. So to say don't pay attention to the wind and then say pay attention to the wind, I don't understand that. The other side of this, and it's just loads of this going on right now, right? It's just that time of the year. There's one today that really got me. Somebody that I have thought pretty highly of over the years released a video today. Takes a young hunter, and I'm not going to name any names. Takes a young hunter out with him, and is climbing a tree stand, using branches to climb the tree. No shooting lanes. Using these branches to climb a tree, and just because they got a lifeline on, that's supposed to save them. And guys, it becomes, the hunting strategies is one thing, right? The safety feature of it is another. And like I said, I don't know how to do this video without sounding like I'm ranting and pointing fingers, but I am, because it gets to a point where not only are you destroying hunts, you're releasing this nonsense out there that people are buying into, and then the pinnacle of it all is you're creating a safety hazard for folks. I could go on and on and on about these videos. I had one sent to me the other day about being downwind to habitat is crazy, because if you're downwind to habitat, you're actually hunting bedding, and you should be hunting oaks or on a food plot, so you're not destroying your property. It just goes on and on and on. So here's the message, guys, behind this. Like I said, the message is this: view this stuff with open ears, and do what I do, and try not to be that guy, and don't get on social media and hound these people. I haven't said anything to anybody. The older I get, took myself completely out of all that nonsense. But really, really, really be cautious on what you're buying into and who you're buying it from, right? I don't know everything, guys. I'm not going to claim that I know everything, but I will never intentionally do something that I know at the end of the night, when I'm talking myself through this video or watching my own video or something like that, making sure that the edit's right or something. If I ever have something that's like, oh crap, that came out wrong, or that could destruct somebody's video, I'm going to delete it. And I try to go the extra mile that doesn't happen. But it's all about the views. It's all about the celebrity sides of this. It's all about promoting the latest and greatest device. And I won't even say what devices. It's just the latest and greatest this, and getting paid to do this, and getting paid to do that, and 25 years old, and having all the knowledge in the world. It's a sad deal right now, guys. So I recommend that you kind of act as an old buck this time of the year. Shrink your core. Start focusing on what's going to benefit your hunt and what's going to benefit your strategy. I'm not saying that everybody watching this is going to connect with me, but if you connect with me, guys, I'm going to go above and beyond to help you be successful. That's my mission. If I can't get that mission across, I'm doing this for absolutely no reason. Some of you might like some other guys, you know, there's a lot of guys that do what I'm doing. Some of you just might like the way they put the video together, their message, or they might be closer to where you're living and you feel that their information is more for you, and that's fine, totally fine. But like I said, guys, don't buy into something that's going to get yourself hurt. Don't buy into something that's going to just be a flash in the pan, and then that same guy's going to release a video 6 months from now, and it's going to be totally contradicting what he had made in that video. Because the problem with it is by then your hunt's ruined, right? So, end of rant. Let's go back to the positive. Focus on this weather coming, guys. Really, really hone in on this cold weather front. If this isn't going to, you know, hit you maybe to the south for another couple days, 3 weeks, or a week, whatever the case is, let this, you know, timeline fit you. But at the end of the day, guys, get your mind right. Start planning some morning hunts. Go in there and make it happen and enjoy the pre-ruts, what we wait for all year long, right? So thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. I've done this a couple of different times, and I just don't want it to sound negative. It's hard to do these, right? It's hard to call out nonsense in a constructive way, and I'm trying to do that as best as I possibly can. Really do some thinking, guys. Let's all enjoy the fall. And if you guys are successful, reach out, share some pictures and stuff. I've got a lot of clients around the country that are sending, you know, photos in and stuff that we'll be sharing here. And we got a couple bucks around the home farm there that we're hoping to take some grip and grins with. So here shortly. So thanks, guys. Enjoy the weekend, and look forward to seeing everybody success here over the next couple weeks.